Alright guys, welcome to Gusto Reactions once again. Thank you so much for always liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting and doing everything to make us better as a brand. We thank you so much.
Thank you guys.
We really do appreciate you. I've got Lala right here once again to talk about someone that people have always said, oh, you know what, we know you are a pro this person, you're an anti this person, but of course we are pro everybody, including the one and only Obio the baddest.
Yes.
Davido. Davido is a major star, and as in his own right, and in people's eyes, Nigeria and internationally is a major star with major collaborations as well. How did this guy get to that point? How did Davido get to this particular position of being reckoned with both home and abroad? Well,
for a fact, I mean, based on his interviews, we knew what the influences was. We knew how the whole thing started from his Ebuka interview for him. And then by the time he was ready to make music, the first what's it called? The first attempt was featuring the flyest Super C. Neto C, the rapper back then. And what that was that period he got paid. I'm not sure how much, but then Neto C would not have turned down, I mean, the amount of money to get featured on that song. So that song was titled Back When. And that was Davido's first attempt at music, I mean, dropping music in the industry. And we know that what followed after were several other things, issue with his family, not going to school and things like that. But Back When was his first attempt, and it was a good attempt. It was.
How good was it?
How good was it? I'm not sure it was the. I mean, he didn't make a dent until, I think, this is personal opinion, until the second single, which was Dami Duro. That's when I feel that yes, Davido actually announced his arrival onto the scene. With Back When featuring, people still looked at it shady because at that time word went around that yes, I mean, Neto C got paid for the gig. So I mean, it wasn't even a case of talent. It was a case of Neto C using his fan base and power.
But sorry, what exactly is the issue? What's the bad thing in getting, you know, some money to give an artist to feature on your song?
No, it's not. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying that was people's perception around that period.
So that actually changed their mindset.
That affected how far that song could have gone. I mean, right today we'd say yes, that's one of, I mean, the song Davido came up with that is banging. We'll say it now, but at then it wasn't a. If I was going to compare it to a debut single, for example, with Wizkid, it wasn't a Holla at Your Boy for Davido. The Holla at Your Boy for Davido was the next song, which was Dami Duro. So if the first song, fine, we'll give it a pass mark of, let's say, 6, but then as at Dami Duro level, that was a nationwide hit, and that was what brought him back into that
mainstream. So now let's talk about Back When still. Davido came up with that debut single in 2011, 12?
Yeah, I think 11.
And he produced a song by himself. On DB's this Davido. And then Neto C came through. For a lot of people, do you think that song, as it, as it was, in terms of impact on Davido's career, you think Davido's performance on that song was a bit unfairly judged in a way? Well,
it was his first attempt, right? Although he had been doing production, I mean, he had owned the studio and he had been doing production. He basically had ears for good music, so it was first time him doing something like that. And no matter how you look at it, it wasn't I don't think it was unfairly treated or like people don't regard it, but it wasn't a standout. Like the talent could not be. Davido had to work hard for people to appreciate his talents. He had to work so hard for him to be recognized as a talented artist. So the journey for him at the beginning with Back When, I mean, that was, for me, I would say it was one of the struggles for him because I don't think he himself regards that song as a hit. He doesn't regard it as a hit.
So he doesn't regard it as a hit?
I think he doesn't. I'm pretty sure Dami Duro, according to his studio, that was when he knew that yes, he don't have.
So we're gonna say that Davido is considering Davido as his very first official single.
Hit single. No. I mean, that interview says it all. He acknowledges the fact that, I mean, Neto C, when they asked him, oh, do you think Neto C's impact helped your career? He said he wouldn't go as far that, that he got paid for his service. Like, but he knew that Dami Duro was the big deal for him. He was at Covenant when Dami Duro dropped.
So are you saying Davido is saying indirectly that, I mean, even Neto C didn't appear on that song now?
No, that's not what he said. I mean, Ebuka tried to, what's it called, make it look like Neto C was responsible for the rise
of Davido.
Well, we could have still be having the same argument when it comes to Wizkid and MI, but we won't go as far as that, because even that's not even the biggest of MI songs even from his album. So, but at that period, the Neto C collaboration, he himself, I don't think he would say, oh, this really hit bang, because the next one, Dami Duro, was the one that actually gave him all the accolades and flowers he deserved, when people now started to regard him. And guess what? He didn't have to feature anybody on the song.
Now, let's talk about Dami Duro. Davido on Dami Duro. Now, I heard Dami Duro some days back, 2-3 days ago, and trust me, that song was a jam. Is a jam, and will forever be a jam. That song is massive. Now, looking at Dami Duro, produced by Shizzy, Davido's longtime, friend and family. When that song came out, where were you?
When it came out, I don't remember exactly where I was, but then at that point I was still sharing music on Facebook at that period. So when it came out, it was in high demand. A lot of people are, oh, where is Davido, Dami Duro, that is really blah blah. So I had to search and listen, and then boy, like the energy that the song has, I mean, just propels into you. Like you just feel the energy from the beats and the way Davido was singing. So that you could tell that this is, I mean, you could put yourself in his shoes for a minute with that single. So that was massive for him. And when I listened, I mean, for a fact, I knew that I was going to play this song and play this song and play this song. And that period, several young people were coming up, and Davido was no exception. He was doing his thing and he was good at it as well.
Now, when that song dropped and people all over accepted that song, I'm sure including you, because I accepted it as well. Now, did that song give you this feeling that, you know what, Davido has arrived, finally? Well,
we wouldn't have said he has arrived finally, because it wasn't like he had been at it for years and people were trying to say, oh, is he really going to do it? Was a case of him making a statement and making a statement that, yes, I'm talented, look at me, this is what I came up with. And then it was iconic, and the video was one, I mean, at that time, one of the, also it wasn't a Clarence that shot it. Big money at that time. So it was one of the better videos we would see coming out of Nigeria, as simple as it looked. And it was unique, and there was B-Red and Shinawabu.
Even Wizkid was in the video.
Wizkid too was there.
He was in the video.
So at that period, it was just exciting, because, even Justin Bieber was doing his thing for Canada, and at that period. So we were even we were saying, oh, we have two Justin Biebers in Nigeria. We had Wizkid, we had Davido. So those two guys, I mean, and they had mad appeal to the young audience. That was the thing that, I mean, I was part of that young audience back then, and yes, they appealed to me a lot on that period.
Okay, so I remember Davido, in an interview said when he recorded Dami Duro, he knew that, this song, and also like on Twitter then before he released that song, he said, guys, Dami Duro is set to drop. This is going to be a hit. It's going to be a banger and everything. A lot of people, some of them believed due to back when and everything. But at that time, before the song dropped, did you anticipate? Were you anticipating that song? Did you believe Davido would say, this song is going to be a hit? And when it dropped, how convinced were you to say, yes, this is the song?
So basically, before Davido actually came into the scene, I think there was one of his cousins, I just don't remember his name. He was also light-skinned under that HKN platform. He used to drop songs. I mean, I used to be in tune with all these other guys who used to drop songs and see what, I mean, back when it actually sounded like that guy, because there was a lot of repetition. I mean, it was just simple like that. I don't remember the guy's name. I'm not sure if he was B-Red, but the guy was also light-skinned then. Then when Dami Duro dropped, which was now different, people didn't care about, I mean, back then people didn't care about lyrics or whether it is simple or this. People just care about the energy, the vibe that the song was any song that released back then, when it dropped, I mean, you could just feel it. You could always, if you were to be a star, I mean, if I was comparing to someone in this day and age, I'll compare it to what, I mean, Omale is doing. The guys, what Wizkid and Davido did back then is exactly what Omale or what Fireboy did with the first few releases. Well, Fireboy had been on the ground for a while, even before the Olamide Sporting. I'll say Omale. Those guys, what Omale is doing right now, Wizkid and Davido, they did it back then. Yeah. Also,
after we had that song Dami Duro, and then to set up everything, Davido came through with that one, Ekuro.
Yes.
Now Ekuro alongside All of You was like, they were massive songs.
Yeah.
Now at that point, Davido was already, beginning to appeal to, some people living outside Nigeria, in the UK, and all of those things. Now, looking at these 4 songs, back when, Dami Duro, Ekuro, and All of You, could we say that these songs were those songs that actually propelled Davido, had a major impact on his career? And how well did they grab that opportunity?
Well, I think those songs, were they part of the album? Or
yes, OBO, the Genesis album.
Yeah, part of
they were released as singles, but they were part of the album.
So now, these songs, I mean, showed a different side of Davido. I mean, we had the party, just doesn't have to make sense, but vibe songs in the first 2 singles. But then, when he now started to drop Ekuro, that's when I suspect Davido started using songwriters. No, this is not a shade to Davido. I think that's around that period that yes, he decided, oh, let me now diversify my sound and see. But what made those songs bang the most were actually the videos they shot. Because those videos were so instrumental in pushing the song more. Ekuro, All of You. All of You was such a hit because of how he was him bragging and saying, who are you guys? I'm better than all of you. You are my, bring your crew, I'll bring my crew. It was so iconic for the video around that period. So in terms of comparing it to others, in his own right, yes, his follow-up singles were actually hits. I mean, his debut album, maybe not as big as, I'm not going to mention names, but yes, it was equally a good debut album because of these songs. These songs may not be your 80%, 90% hits, but they were dope songs that people actually messed with around that period.
They were dope songs, actually. They were dope. Now, finally, before we go, All of You was seen as a diss song. Mentioning to Baba, the band, P-Square, and then, he failed to mention a couple of names at that time. And people felt, oh, that was when the whole Wiz and Davido issue started at that time.
I'm not sure. Well, I couldn't have told. I couldn't be able to tell whether it was this song or not. But of course, it sounded like a diss song. But it might have been him doing things. We know Davido said he used to be involved in, rap. He used to like rap. He used to rap and things like that before he actually became a pop singer. So it may have been him just calling out for the smoke that yes, I don't get hit for this industry. You get hit, I get hit. You get cool, I get cool. Things like that. I think that was what that song was trying to. I mean, if he indeed wrote it, maybe that's what he was trying to portray and say, give me all the smoke. I have a team. I have my songs. I have hits.
Everything
you want to try and tell me.
Okay, now these 4 songs we've got Back When, we've got Dami Duro, we've got Ekuro, we've got All of You. Which did you jam to most at that time? Which was your favorite?
This one is a no-brainer.
No-brainer.
No-brainer is Dami Duro. Dami Duro, of all the songs around that area, there was no other song touching what Dami Duro had done for Davido or the impact he had on his career. I don't think there's any other song. If you had it any other way, if you had dropped, Dami Duro perhaps is perfect at being the number 2 single. Number 1, yes, but if you had dropped at number 1 and dropped Back When the second single, there would have been an underwhelming transition and everything. But then Back When and Davido, it was like a trajectory, improvement in what Davido had to offer. So and then it did well for him. I think that's the major song that did it for him.
Okay, so in terms of impact on his career, Dami Duro Fall.
Dami Duro Fall. Nah, I don't think you can compare. It's a no-brainer that it's Fall. Fall did times 10 of what Dami Duro did.
Okay. Let's take it this way, because right now I'm looking at the fact that at that particular time, Dami Duro's impact on Davido's career at that time, and fall on Davido's career at that time too.
Fall and if, again?
No, let's even leave it.
Okay,
fall on Davido's career at that period.
But wait, before fall, there was actually Skelewu, which was also impactful.
Yeah.
Skelewu video was shot in the UK. Davido was getting accolades in the UK.
Yeah.
Based off Skelewu.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in terms of actually taking it to the next level, after Dami Duro, I think Skelewu did that thing for him.
Okay, then Fall took the whole.
Then Fall now took it to another level. So he had several steps in
his career. Anyways, we cannot but acknowledge the impact of Dami Duro on Davido's career. Those very first 4 singles on Davido's career were really, really impactful, and of course helping him to shape that Davido brand to get to that next level of Skelewu, and of course to that Fall. And right now we're having Jowo and the rest of them
at Holy Grand level.
Anyways, guys, the best. I mean, he has said that he learns from himself. He's the best. And of course, Davido is never scared to come out to lay claim to that particular crown. Bragging right is there for all, for the taking, and anyone can decide to brag for all, for anything they want to do. Of course, it's right there. Guys, what do you think about this particular episode of Gospel Reaction? We've been talking about Davido, the impact of Dami Duro back when, Ekuro, and of course, all of you on Davido, the OBO's career. I mean, OBO has been a name right from 2011 till today. Baddest has always been the OBO. We want to hear from you. Please put your comment down there. Which of the songs were very impactful to Davido's career? And of course, if you have any other song that you think we did not mention, please put it down below. We'll be right here to reply to every one of you. Thank you so much. Lala, once again, has been amazing. We'll see you on the next one.